welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are new, hey boo, my name is Shantanique and obviously this is my channel. Before we get started with today's video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. We are still on the road to 10K and I need your help getting there. So go ahead and subscribe. As soon as you have done that, head on over to Instagram and follow me there. So as you guys know, I have the HR series or Black Girls in HR series that I feature on my channel where I share different HR tips with my audience on a monthly basis. Today's topic is going to be transferable skills. We're going to define transferable skills because a lot of people don't know what they are. We're going to talk about how to figure out what your transferable skills are and how you can use your transferable skills in a capacity in that it is promoting your growth or your movement to a different job, a different industry, a different position, what have you. So if you are interested in learning all about transferable skills, keep watching. So first things first, what are transferable skills? You guys would be so surprised if I told you that I ask people that on at least a weekly basis, and some people have no clue what a transferable skill is. So let's start by defining transferable skills. A transferable skill is any type of ability or expertise in any realm that can be transferred to a variety of different occupations or roles, or can be used in all different kinds of capacities. A very great example of that could be customer service. Almost all of us started out with our first job, and more than likely your first job entailed some type of customer service or some type of people skill. That in turn can be a transferable skill. For example, let's say if you started out working at McDonald's. In order to be successful in your role at McDonald's, you have to provide customer service. Let's say you started out as a car salesman or a nurse or a waiter or whatever. Majority of jobs in America requires you to have some type of customer service skill. That is a great example of a transferable skill that can be pulled from your experience and applied as it relates to you trying to grow and develop within your career. Some other examples of very broad transferable skills include communication, organization, technology expertise, customer service or people skills, time management is a good example. All of those are very broad but general ideas of what a transferable skill is. Now, let's talk about how you can figure out what your transferable skills are. The first thing that I would recommend is you taking a look at your resume. Take a look at all of your professional jobs and figure out which job duties overlap with each other. So maybe you scheduled things at one job and then you scheduled things at another job. Or maybe you were super organized for this job and that's something that you can use for your next job. I encourage you to take a really close look at your career history and figure out what you did at one job and how you can apply that skill, that tool, that behavior to be successful in a new job. And it's as simple as that. That's all you have to do. That's how you figure out what your transferable skills are. Now, I do have one call out, and this is specifically for the younger audience as it relates to technology. So technology is going to be a transferable skill that you have versus someone else who is a lot older or has been in their career for quite a long time. So younger people are very computer savvy. And let me say, most younger people are very computer savvy. They're tech savvy. They know how to use iPads. They know how to use any phone that you give them. They know how to use any kind of tablet that you give them. They know different apps. They know different shortcuts. Those tech skills that you have are going to be so important to call out, in that a lot of companies are looking for people who can easily be trained. They can learn very quickly. They can teach others technology. And younger people, since we're so tech savvy, we catch on a lot easier than someone who's a little bit older. For example, my younger sister, she can do everything on the computer. I mean, everything that you can think of, versus me. I can do a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Like, I'm comfortable, I can do almost anything, and if I can't do it, I can figure it out, versus my mom. If we're talking about the computer or the phone with my mom, she gets it, but we have to help her a little bit. And then you look at my grandma. My grandma can only do the things that she knows how to do with her phone. That example gives you a very general but basic idea of how technology changes generation over generation. If you are younger, I would encourage you to make sure you call out your tech background or experience or comfortability, because that can be used at your advantage. And lastly, let's talk about how to apply your transferable skills to your career growth, career development, to HR, what have you. Since I'm an HR professional and we talk about HR on my channel, it's only right that I use an example. And I'm going to use a very basic example and just try to bring everything full circle so that you can take this example and hopefully apply it to your career, to your development, to your goals. If you've watched my series, you know I talk about the HR umbrella, right? So we have like payroll, we have benefits, we have employee relations, we have recruiting and talent acquisition. Let's take a look at employee relations. This is what I want you to do. I'm going to ask you this question, and then I'm going to bring this full circle. Think about a time when you had to resolve a conflict. It can be a conflict with your spouse. It can be a conflict with your parent. It can be a conflict with your sibling. It could be a conflict at work. It could be you trying to be a mediator between two other friends. If you successfully solved that conflict, that's considered conflict resolution. Employee relations is essentially conflict resolution. So let's think about that time back in college when the treasurer and the vice president of whatever club, they weren't getting along. And you were the neutral party, you came in, you heard this side, you heard that side, you took a look at the rules of the committee and how things are carried out, and you offered your decision. And your decision was something that the vice president agreed upon and something that the treasurer agreed upon. Everything worked out. The treasurer and VP started working well together. Everybody lived happily ever after. That is a very general but basic idea of employee relations. You're essentially solving conflicts. So something that you learned in high school or college, and that's a very basic example, could essentially be considered conflict resolution, which essentially could fall under the job duty and requirements for being in employee relations at some organizations. Y'all see? Y'all like, I know y'all like how I did that, right? Another basic example that I use all the time is onboarding. Think about a time that you've had to train someone, a time that you've had to help someone transition, maybe a time when you were in school and a new person came and your teacher asked you to help that new person out. That could be considered a transferable skill. You being able to assist people with transitioning. Essentially, that could be a part of onboarding, or it can be a part of training. However you wish to look at it. But something so basic can be pulled and applied in your career and with your development. And then the last very general example is teamwork and collaboration. No matter what job you're in, you're going to have to work with other people. So think about times where you worked in a group, where you worked with other team members, where sometimes it was great, sometimes it was not so great. We have so many college students who are like, oh my God, I hate group projects, and high school too. I hate group projects. I don't know why my teacher or my professor assigns me these group projects. So-and-so doesn't do their part, blah, blah, blah. That's how it is in the workforce. You are constantly collaborating and working with others, and you need to be versatile and you need to know how to do so in the midst of any kind of conflicts that are happening. All right, girl. So I know that was a lot in a short amount of time, but I hope it's something that was very helpful to you all. I hope these tips are things that you'll think about and figure out what your transferable skills are and how it relates to your career growth and career development. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. As a reminder, I do offer HR consultation services. from one-on-one services all the way up to HR resume revisions. If you are interested in any of my services, please don't hesitate to reach out. I will leave my email in the description box. Outside of that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you were able to learn something, and I'll see you in the next one.